Good morning, everybody. Selamat siang and goedemorgen voor alle Nederlandse gasten. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Very welcome to this session as part of this winter event. We are very happy to play a role in this event, as we would like to share some of our experiences, but also explore some future collaborations, looking at our long-standing collaboration between Dutch institutes in green education, but definitely also our Indonesian partners. So let me first of all introduce ourselves, and let's see if we can get the slide deck up and running. If that works out okay. Yes, here we go. So on behalf of HAS Green Academy, a University of Applied Sciences in Den Bosch in the Netherlands, my name is Bram van Helvoort. I work there as a lecturer researcher. And together with my colleague Mario Bate, we are participating, or we have been participating in multiple collaboration projects with our Indonesian partners, looking at the revitalization of vocational training and education in agriculture in Indonesia. And we do that with many of our trusted partners in the Netherlands. So this session is organized together with Thijs Rutters and Mr. Jan Stevering from Zone College. So that's a vocational school in the Netherlands, also dedicated to agricultural training and knowledge building. Hollandor, Miss Angelie Bene is here, so she is working with us as a private entity on further spurring educational innovation, but definitely also linking us up with industry, which is a very important part of the training programs that we do. And we do so also in joint collaboration with Groenpact, which is the, let's say, umbrella organization of Dutch educational institutes that are dedicated to green education, so focusing on food, agriculture, and the natural environment. So what we are going to do this morning is reflect on things that we have done in the past 8 years, because we have been involved in Indonesia for a long time already, and we would really like to celebrate some of these past successes, but we do not want to leave it there. We want to also look forward. We want to explore future collaborations, because we really believe that there's much to gain, both on the Indonesian end, but definitely also on the Dutch end, when it comes to these kind of partnerships between education, research, and industry. So it's there to accelerate agricultural development, not only in Indonesia, we want to stress, but definitely also in our home country, in the Netherlands. So we really see a mutual gain here. It will not be me doing the talking, because that would be very boring if you would have to listen to me for over an hour. So we have invited a lot of our partners from the Dutch end, but definitely also from the Indonesian end. So I hope they will join us in a minute to reflect on our programs so far, but definitely also to look forward with us, as we have just announced, right? The focus point of this session. So it's all about celebrating fruitful collaborations over the past 8 years, looking forward to our shared future. So our agenda with the speakers is hopefully now also visible on your screen. We will start with a quick recap of our collaborative work in green education. So our partner, Miss Angelie Bene from Hollandor and Mr. Thijs Rutters from Zone College will shed their light on these collaborations over the past 8 years. And after that, we would also definitely like to hear some of the reflections from our Indonesian partners looking at these collaborations that we had so far. So we are very happy that Mr. Daze Wenefi will be here from IPB Bogar, and also Burita Melawati from BPMPV Vetka. So that's a tough one to pronounce. But we are very happy to hear, because, as again, we want to stress the mutual gains that we see in these kind of collaborations. Then we are going to look ahead, because we find it important not only to reflect on past successes, but also to look forward. And we are going to do so, so we are very pleased, and hopefully they will be there. We are going to do that with partners from industry, partners from social society in Indonesia. So we have invited Mr. Secha Irawan from Al Ittifaq, a farmer cooperative in Indonesia, and also Mr. Edwin Saragi from Binatani, working in the seed business, also affiliated with East West Seed in the Netherlands. So we are going to look at, okay, if we think about a bright future for Indonesian agriculture, what is really needed, and how can education and these kind of international collaborations in educational development play a role in shaping this bright future. So much to discuss there. And finally, we would also like to very much explore new ways of collaboration. So the world is changing, the way we collaborate is changing. What are new ways of shaping this kind of collaboration? And we are going to reflect on that together with Ms. Anita Zaituna from the University of North Sumatra, and from IT Del, Mr. Umasak hopefully will also join us, because they have some very interesting new ways and means of bringing together education, industry, and research in joint efforts that really make an impact on the ground. And of course, if you have any questions, remarks along the way, please use the chat, because we would very much like to engage with you too. Okay, that's all set. Let's get started. I hope that Angelie can join us now, so we can start with a brief recap. There you are. Guys, good morning. It's like magic, you appear in this session. I'm going to move to the next. I'm going to move to the next slide, so you can start, Angelie. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Bram, and good morning and good afternoon to our dear colleagues in Indonesia. My name is Angelie Benen, as Bram said, and since 2017 I was managing the different projects that you see here on the slide. The core of these projects, the core objective of these projects has been to strengthen the educational programs of vocational education of these SMKs in Indonesia, and to align them with the needs of the private sector, and also to establish stronger partnerships with the private sector. I'm not going to repeat and to go through all the details here on the slide, but what I would like to do is to focus on a few key points. First of all, it is already meant on the top of the slide, Indonesian-Dutch partnerships. We did most of these projects. We did that with a strong partnership together with BP, MPP, as well VETCA and Cianjur, and IPB University in Bogor. And both of these institutes, they play a crucial role in the revitalisation and strengthening of these vocational education, to ensure that these graduates of these institutes, that they really meet the needs of the consistently developing agricultural sector, and also to ensure Indonesian food security goals. For us, it was a great experience, I can say, to contribute to subjects where the Netherlands is strong in agricultural sector. And to mention a few one, I think it's known that the cultivation practices, the dairy management practices, reduction of food loss, food safety is an important aspect, but also the entrepreneurship, the efficient value chains, and the collaboration between farmers and further in the value chain. But I can definitely say it was not a one-way learning process. It was really it was not a one-way relationship. We have just learned as much from our Indonesian partners as opposite. So I want to mention a few of these learnings that I think that we gained from our Indonesian partners. First of all, I think it's well known that the Netherlands can be very direct and straightforward in a way of communication. And we definitely learned also from the Indonesian partners the respectful way and the thoughtful way of communication in their culture. Another remarkable aspect of program where we learned about was the One Village, One CEO program from, I think it's really supported by IPB University. It's an initiative that allows that students that they contribute in a meaningful way to local communities to improve their welfare in a sustainable way, but also to reach the sustainable development goals. It's really great initiative that reflects as well innovation as well community commitment. From the start, I was also really impressed by the focus of the Indonesian government to really focus on vocational education to strengthen their food production and food security in the future. Especially these graduates, they will play an essential role in our future need for food. This partnership with BP, MPV, and IPB has also challenged us, has also learned us to think different about problems and solutions in a sector. The situation in Indonesia and the Netherlands is really not comparable when we speak about distances, for example, and transport and infrastructure, and the number of farmers, the size of the farmers, the economic situation. So all these aspects are so not comparable as the agro sector in the Netherlands that we really need to think different about solutions for the problems there that are in Indonesia. And together with our partners, they know what works well and what does not work well. So that is really helpful for that. And finally, I can also say after all these years between 2017 and now, you learn each other known, you learn each other much better known, and it's great fun. That's also a benefit of such a long relationship with each other, whether we were in the Netherlands or whether that we were in Indonesia. The jokes between Ms. Rita and Ms. Lazé, the next speakers, but also with the colleagues, they come up, and also that it's fun to work together. And on behalf of the Dutch educational institutes who were involved, and on behalf of myself, I want to thank also Nuffic, who gave us the opportunity to work for such a long time in Indonesia. And I really look forward to what Bram also was saying. I really look forward ahead to what comes in the coming future. I hope it does not end here, but that we can also continue to work together. I want to give the floor to Thijs, who will go deeper into one of the last projects.
Thank you very much, Angeline. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Thijs Rutters. I am program manager at Zonne College, and our college was involved in one of the projects you saw on the previous slide. In this case, it's the project towards sustainable aquaculture and value-driven agribusiness. And I want to briefly explain something about the public, private, and vet-student collaboration during this project. Because we involved Dutch students in this project. Meet Jano and Mika in the picture in the middle. And they were involved in a part of this project by introducing new technology in aquaculture in Indonesia education. So they helped introducing so-called recirculation systems, which are sustainable fish farming systems. And such a system was implemented in the premises of BP, PP, and PV, and will be at IPB University in order to teach teachers from SMK in this new technology. And these students were involved by, together with the staff of both organizations, by assembling the system. but also to discuss the management of the system and together discuss how to manage the system in a way it suits the local circumstances. In preparation, our students had a lot of contact with the company Aquaculture Idea. This is the supplier of the system, and this company invested time to train our students before they went to Indonesia. So they get a training on how to assemble the system and how to manage the system. And also the company spent a lot of time to get in communication. So it was easy for the students to be free and feel free to ask questions throughout the project whenever they needed some more information from the company. On the other side, during the training in Indonesia, we also visited a very interesting fish farmer in the area of Cianjur. And this fish farmer, visionary, they used already these new recirculation techniques in aquaculture. So, but they're only, I think, one of the few in Indonesia, maybe the only one in this region who uses these techniques. So when you come together as education, as students, and as a company, there's a lot of information to exchange. The company, they are really keen on the new developments. The educational partners are really interested in how this company manages their facilities. So that's will be nice for the future to keep in touch with a company like this. Also for SMK students, this can be really interesting because I think most young people, they think fish farming is quite old-fashioned and not really challenging. But when you use these new techniques, it's much more interesting for young people and to engage young people into aquaculture. So these kind of collaborations between private sector and education are really important. And this is an example how we tried during this project to close the gap between education and the private sector, to make it to have a close connection and work together during the project. So again, this was in a nutshell the cooperation, and I want to thank you for your attention. And I want to give the word back to our moderator, Bram.
Thank you very much, Thijs, for sharing these valuable insights into the collaboration that we had, especially looking at aquaculture, right? As we have been working on as one of the sectors over the past few years. It is time to see if we can also invite some of our Indonesian partners in this session. Because as we said at the start, it's all about celebrating these past successes and also exploring collaboration futures in this session. And we are very pleased that we have been able to achieve these successes like Angelie and Thijs just mentioned a few minutes ago, in collaboration with our partners, and I can already see them here, IPB Bogor and BBPP MPV, VETCA, Burita, a very warm welcome to both of you. We learned from the reflections by Angelie and Thijs that there are many different gains that we have come across and that we have harvested over the past few years. Of course, curriculum development is one, and institutional strengthening of SMKs, but there's much more, right? So Angelie nicely also indicated the intercultural gains that we have experienced, where we clearly can see that there's much to learn from how Indonesian universities like IPB very much put the societal impact central in your work. with the One Village, One CEO, Dace. And the same is true for what Thijs indicated nicely, I think. If we are talking about collaboration, it's very much also about doing things on the ground, setting things up, and involving students. After all, we are talking about education, so students should play a key role in this. And that's also what we have been doing in collaboration with IPB and VETCA. So we would very much like to also hear from you how you have experienced this collaboration with us as Dutch partners. So perhaps if we would say ladies first, Burrita, may I ask you, what do you see as some of the major impacts that our collaborations in the past few years have achieved if you look at the quality of education, of vocational education in Indonesia, looking at SMKs?
Iya, terima kasih Pak.
Mungkin saya bisa translate sedikit bagaimana impaknya Bu selama bekerja sama dengan kami dan pihak Belanda tadi kepada perbaikan sistem kurikulum dan lain sebagainya. Silakan
Baik.
Bu. Nanti.
Ya, terima kasih Pak Bram dan Pak Dase. Perkenalkan saya Diah Norita Melawati dari BPPP MPV Pertanian yang ada di Cianjur. Kami sudah melaksanakan kerjasama dengan Novik atau Hollandor selama 2 tahun ini, dimulai dari tahun 2023 dan sampai dengan 2024. Dampak yang kami rasakan setelah melaksanakan kerjasama ini, terutama kami bisa memberikan pelatihan-pelatihan kepada guru-guru yang ada di seluruh Indonesia. Kami sudah melaksanakan pelatihan bagi guru di Cianjur, 2 sekolah, dan guru di Batu, di Jember, di Mataram, maupun di Wonosobo, Palangkaraya, serta Lampung. Dari program kerjasama ini, kami melaksanakan 2 kegiatan, yaitu program pelatihan Value Chain Management dan juga program pelatihan RAS, Recirculating Aquaculture System. Dan kami juga mendapatkan hibah barang RAS sebanyak 1 unit untuk kami dan 1 unit untuk IPB. Dan kami sangat senang sekali karena hal itu menambah wawasan bagi Widya Iswara di BPPP MPV Pertanian dan juga guru-guru di seluruh Indonesia. Harapan kami adalah para guru bisa mentransfer ilmunya ke peserta didik atau ke siswa, sehingga outputnya siswa akan lebih memahami bagaimana cara mempelajari tentang RAS system dan juga mempelajari tentang value chain management. Demikian, terima kasih.
As explained by Ibu Rita, that it is very impactful, the way of new training for teachers, capacity building. The first is value chain management, and also the second, recirculated aquaculture system. It is not only the facilities that we got from this program, but also it is for better improving system. So I would like to continue from my side, from IPB and VETCA side. Perhaps Revitalisation project between Indonesia and Netherlands together with Hollandor has Green Academy that in the field of agriculture, SMK aims to improve quality agriculture education training, aligning with the Indonesian national standard and also agriculture industry need. So from our perspective, we can have a multidimensional effect. What we summarize, we have 4 points. The first, as explained, curriculum development. The collaborations has contributed significantly in updating curriculum agriculture's SMK by incorporating the best practice from Netherlands, from the School of Agriculture Indonesia have improved their teaching method. It is also very much also the way of mindset of the teachers, including me as a teacher as well, has already changing because in the beginning, the teacher is only becoming knows everything, but actually it's not like that. So they train us, also the teachers becoming a problem-based learning, integrating advanced agriculture's learning way system based on the need, problem-based learning in the real situation. So this changing mindset in the curriculum development, it is very important. That's not only learning from the teachers only, but learning directly from the real situation. Of course, the second point is teachers, principals, students, capacity building. So the process, the project has also focused on development teachers, principal competency through training program facilitated by Dutch experts, but also Indonesian experts together, because we have to align with the Indonesians' need. Students may also have benefited. For example, there are some exchange information between students from Netherlands, how they work, and also students in here. The third point that we have benefited the impact, which is focusing on industrial linkage, which is also in line with our Directorate of Vocational and Job Creation. Through the project, as explained, we are targeted and learning how to develop this linkage. SMK has established more linkage. There are many increase in number, not only MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, but also directly learning together with the industry. So enhancing workforce readiness for the students in the private sector involvement in the teaching. So there are more like understanding that teaching directly from this agricultural industry like Benih Citra Asia, for example, coming to the SMK, or in any entrepreneur coming to SMK together in agricultures, that enhancing this readiness for the students. And not only that, but understanding entrepreneurship. This is also learning through this project. This involvement private sector also means the investment in agriculture's education. So there are quite many benefited from this project since 2017, like InnoCap, starting from the InnoCap. Last but not least, what it is important always mentions this cooperative system. We learned directly that Dutch partner not only have one cooperative but more cooperative. This is also against, because we have also many cooperative, but now it's only working for koperasi simpan pinjam only, for the financial only, but not only that, especially together with other partners, we have to make better. We have several, like in Cianjur, for example, there are cooperative for horticulture productions. This make also strengthening market position and bargaining power. So as explained, for these 2 years, like SMKN Cikalong, Cianjur, Cilaku, Batu, Jember, Mataram also joining for PCM, Pollutions Management, RAS, Karangtengah, Wonosobo, Palangkaraya, and also in Lampung, we learn together the importance of those 4 points. The first, curriculum development, teachers, principals, students, capacity building, industrial linkage, and also what, as explained, cooperative system that always becoming the core point in our program, in lining with also as explained by Ibu Rita from FEDCA Cianjur, vocational education training, mostly the center. It is very important to have this for a system in line together with the need of vocational school in Indonesia. Also, as explained, IPB have the program one OVO, yeah, one village, one CEO, in line with this agriculture. Perhaps that's from our side to explain about the impactful of this collaboration.
Great to hear, Bu Rita and Pak Daze, because you give a very comprehensive overview of the things that we have collaborated upon in the past few years. And if I may summarize, what I find very interesting, which you both stress, is it's not only about the hardware, so about the curriculum, about the facilities, right, and the technology that we can collaborate in, but it's also very much about the software. So the mindset, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The mindset with the teachers, but maybe also the mindset with students when it comes to entrepreneurial skills.
Yeah,
And that's something that needs to go hand in hand. I can clearly hear you say from your reflections, if I understand correctly.
Yes, it is very important, the mindset. Even myself, I couldn't believe that you stop thinking that you are not only the teachers, but let the students learn directly. That's what always remember. And it is also to other teachers in SMK, try to learn from the reality and learn from the industry directly.
Okay, great. And since you mentioned industry, Pak Daze, and looking at the time, I've been summoned to keep a close eye on the time.
Yes.
I think it's time that we also invite some industry partners
Exactly.
from our program, so we can also have a closer look at the thing you rightfully indicated as a central topic in our programs, being industry education linkages and how to strengthen them, right? And how to train competencies of young people in Indonesia so they are equipped to make an impact in further boosting the development of the agricultural sector in Indonesia. So I hope they are ready. And first and foremost, of course, thank you very much for your contribution to this panel session.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I think Mr. Edwin is joining us. And let's see, I hope we have some camera as well. Good afternoon.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Good morning, good afternoon. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
We are going to, it's very nice to have you on board with us. I hope the other person will also join us in a minute, but let's just start because we are live. In our earlier reflection about the projects that we have done so far in collaboration with many partners in Indonesia, Pak Daze from IBB, but also Bu Rita from BP MPV, they stress the importance of working together with private sector when it comes to agricultural vocational training in Indonesia. And the same is true for our country, for the Netherlands. From your perspective, could you illustrate where you clearly see, let's say, the needs coming from private sector, if you look at the kind of skills and competencies that you foresee that are crucial to further the development of the agricultural sector in Indonesia?
Yes, Dr. Bram, thank you. So thank you for the invitation, for us to joining this a very important talk on strengthening the role of Indonesia-Dutch partnership on vocational education and long life learning and training, I would say. So I am Edwin from Bina Tani Sejahtera. We are part of the East West Indonesia company. Direct to your question, Dr. Bram, our company and also our foundation Bina Tani Sejahtera, quite a numbers of SMK graduates and also Polytechnic Pertanian graduates work with us in the fields. That's very important. So the skill is the knowledge on agronomic, especially in the horticulture, vegetable farming sector. This is something that what we see a very important skill sets, knowledgeable on the not only the agronomic but also on the edaphic factors of land resources, which we see SMK and also Polytechnic Pertanian across Indonesia has a great curriculum. And On top of that, with several SMK like SMK Subang, SMK Negeri Jember, also many other SMK across the countries, we have a local collaboration in setting a good demonstration plots on a good vegetable farming practices. That's also one way to see the link and match of this educational sector with our needs in the private sector. Yeah. So earlier on, the students will see how our field team, field resources work in the fields through the hands-on experience in the demonstration plot, but also in setting the good materials to embed into the current syllabus or curriculum of the SMK and Polytechnic Pertanian. Yeah, that's one thing. The other thing is we see the need for a more strengthened collaboration for us, Binatani, and also East West Seed Company, has a privilege with robust and various kind of cooperation with the Dutch institutes, various Dutch knowledge institutes, like Wageningen, and also other organization, or even a private sector like Netherlands Indonesian. With regard to geodata, it's very important to link with. We have currently our Cipindo application that can be accessible by the farmers in understanding the pattern of rainfall through the Android smartphone. So farmers in Indonesia able to see the pattern of rainfall in the next 3 months, next for 6 months, for them to decide what crops to grow. Yeah. So need a strengthened, collaboration not only in the agronomic, field, but also any other related fields that can support agriculture. Yeah, climate information, and then what do you call the state-of-the-art technology like efficient use of water and the sensor technology. So even in our farm, in the facility, in our company, use the sensor to have a more efficient use of water as well. And that's something that when students from SMK and from Polytechnic Pertanian coming to our company to learn and to do the apprenticeship, they also learn quite, state-of-the-art technology. That's one thing. So they will see and they can understand what's really happening in the private sector. Yeah. And then from our perspective, it is very important with regards to not only for the farmers at large, but also for the vocational agriculture SMK across Indonesia to have a good access to high quality seeds in any of their program for practice. Yeah, not only high good quality seed, but also other agro inputs, fertilizers, and any other technology that can realize the potential genetic of a high yielding variety. That is very important to make the productivity going up. Yeah, land resources is limited, so from our perspective, it's very important to increase the yield level on the similar land. But what we will see in the next decade, maybe less and less land resources available for farming, not to mention for vegetable farming itself. So I think a collaboration to discover the total productivity factors, it is very important. Meaning it's not only the technology itself, but also not only the agronomic factors itself, not only the land resources base itself, but also what I say, what can we do together and to make the genetic potential, let's say, close to 100%, if that's possible. That's what we see in the Netherlands, with the technology. I think Indonesia, the bright future of Indonesia agriculture, must be brave to embrace the technology, whatever the technology that can contribute to a high yielding variety. So, and the last thing that I would like to share with us is the field staff resources. Currently, apart from the company, our company promotion staff, in Bina Tani Sejahtera, we have now 80 field staffs that every day work with farmers. It's very important. So we do the knowledge transfer, we do the knowledge and information sharing, and we provide technical assistance to the farmers about how to, in application of the good quality seeds and also in combination with the other agro inputs. That's one way to convince the farmers to adopt the potential of what they can achieve in the yield. So collaboration on these fields, I guess, very important, really very important to create all the access to technology, but also we need more and more field staffs in the fields to support the farmers. And at the same time, if they support the farmers, they can also link with the local SMK vocational, activities that can be blended to learn together in, let's say, in a teaching farm or a learning farm setting. So it's very important for, we would expect that more graduates of SMK Pertanian going to be an entrepreneurial farmers. Hopefully, less and less of the SMK graduates go to the, pegawai negeri. But we would expect more and more the SMK Pertanian graduates to go as entrepreneurial farmers in the years to come. So with that, Bina Tani Sejahtera is ready and willing to cooperate with any agency, with any resources, with any organization to go into the same synergy direction to realize the bright future of Indonesian agriculture. So resources is very important. The human capital is very important on any angle of any organization that involved in this talk. Yeah, thank you, Bram. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saraki. And you mentioned the word human capital. I think that's indeed what we are talking about if we're talking about education and if we're talking about further developing the agricultural sector in Indonesia and also in the Netherlands. I think it's very interesting what you refer to, and I think that's also very much something that is on the radar screen here in the Netherlands, which is if we talk about agriculture these days, maybe we should go beyond thinking in terms of agronomy, because agriculture is very much taking place and taking shape these days in a changing environment. You refer to climate change. So if we want to move towards resilient agriculture that is capable of dealing with shocks like drought and floodings, as we also experience in Europe nowadays, it means that we need to train young students going beyond just agronomy, but perhaps also using climate data, geodata, that allows farmers to better predict and adapt to changing weather conditions. So it becomes a more holistic perspective towards agriculture, which you rightfully stress. And I think that's the reality for Indonesia, but it's definitely also the reality for the Netherlands. So there is much to learn, I think, with each other, and private sector can play a very important role in this, as you rightfully stressed. So thank you very much. Moving towards Mr. Irawan from Al-Ittifaq Cooperative. Welcome to the live session, Mr. Irawan. And we are very happy to have you here because I'm not sure if you were already attending, but when we were reflecting on our past collaborations with IPB and with VETCA, we also referred to the importance of cooperative behavior in the agricultural sector in Indonesia. And again, a link with the Dutch context can easily be made. One of the success factors historically of the agricultural sector in our country has been cooperatives. So farmers working together, strengthening their capacity, strengthening their market position, and by doing so, uplifting the sector as a whole. If we look at the future of the agricultural sector in Indonesia. What roles do you see for cooperatives like yours, and how can students become a part of that? So how can cooperatives also collaborate with schools in training entrepreneurial skills, in boosting their eagerness and performance to play a role in the agricultural future in Indonesia? Could you reflect on that?
Yeah, thank you, Bram. So, first of all, thank you so much for the invitation for this afternoon. So, I want to introduce myself. My name is Irawan. I am from the cooperative, but especially I'm from the Islamic boarding school cooperative, Mr. Bram. So, as we know, in Indonesia, we have 39,000 Islamic boarding school in Indonesia with 4.8 million students. And then this is in Indonesia. But in West Java, we have 12,000 Islamic boarding school. And then in West Java, mostly maybe 70% from this Islamic boarding school, they in rural area. So they are very close with the agriculture on horticulture sector. And then so the Al-Ittifaq cooperative is one of the Islamic boarding school that very focused not only in Islamic knowledge but also in agriculture, because in our area, in surrounded of our area, they have a potential in the horticulture sector. And then how the collaboration with this Islamic boarding school with the horticulture or agriculture? Yeah, because the student was involved every day in our farm, in our land, and then they not only know and studying about the agriculture, but they know how to make the vegetable is ready to pack to delivery to the modern market. But we have a challenging, Pak Bram, Mr. Bram, and Pak Dr. Edwin. We have problem for the next, maybe in a 5 or 10 years next. Is our problem is how to empowerment the santri. Santri is means student. How to empowerment the student in agriculture, and then for that, for my side, yeah, if we talk about only in West Java, we have 12,000 Islamic boarding school, and then we have 1 million students only in West Java. If we can create, if we can more encourage the student, the Islamic student, we call it, name is santri, to being to practical knowledge in agriculture, practical knowledge in agribusiness, education, fish farming, animal husbandry, and food processing. I think, yeah, Indonesia will have a big, we have a future. And then the second one is about technology training and mentoring, Pak Bram. So yeah, in Indonesia, they just only what is name, Pak Edwin? BIMTEK, bimbingan teknis. Only BIMTEK. After BIMTEK, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. After that, just that. There is no mentoring. There is no coaching and then like that. So for us in my side, Islamic boarding school, or we call name is pesantren. Pesantren has an opportunity to make more doing in an agriculture. So, and then, yeah, I want to say thank you so much for Hollandor, Haas, and then etc. that has been visit to Al-Ittifaq. Perhaps for the next, yeah, our student, our santri, also the Islamic boarding school, wanted to has an experience like SMK or yeah or anything to knows about what the news in agriculture, about the technology, about how to make it more efficient and effective in a horticulture and agriculture sector. That's from my side, Mr. Bram and Pa Edwin. Thank you so much. Thank you for your invitation.
Thank you very much, Pak Irawan from Al Ittifaq
Dr.
Kotor.
Bram,
Yes,
if I
please.
may touch on one particular thing, what Pa Sete Arawan mentioned about the BIMTech, the technical assistance, really, Pa Irawan. So that's something that also we, Binatani Sejahtera Foundation can do, Pa Irawan. It's very important. I mentioned earlier about the human capital to work on this. I mean, on this long life education. I think Santri is a great resources to, to be strengthened as an entrepreneur also in agriculture sector. So not only 1 day training or 2 days training, but it's a seasonal, support to what you have, and what our partners in the field having is also something that really in our heart in making, the partner or the farmers that we support being successful with the good seeds, good agri inputs, and also something that they can earn a decent livelihood from the vegetable farming. Thank you.
Thank you for this addition, Dr. Edwin. I think it's very valuable. What is very nice to see is that you both see clear needs when looking at the future of agriculture in Indonesia, in terms of technology, in terms of knowledge, but also in terms of, let's say, attitude. But what I find also very hopeful and admirable to hear from the both of you is that you also see a clear role for yourselves in empowering these young students, right? So you are not only looking at education at SMKs, but you also want to take up responsibility yourself in empowering youth by mentoring, by getting them in contact with new technology, and by broadening their scope and training their entrepreneurial skills, basically, so they can play an active role in that future. And I think that's a very valuable contribution to this bright future ahead. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for participating in our session. And let's see if we can move on to our final panel session. Everything is going very smooth now. And I see, Bumita, good to see you. Hello.
Hello, Bram.
Hello, Bu Anita.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Pak, I hope I pronounced correctly. Umasak, is that correct?
Yes. Hello,
yes.
Bram.
Okay, very good. Very good to see you. So we have people from Sumatra joining us, and from the Netherlands Food Partnership. So Bumita is from the Netherlands Food Partnership. Bu Anita is from, I need to look, University of North Sumatra. That's if I pronounce correctly. And also from ITDEL, also in Sumatra, we have Pak Umasak joining us. So we just heard some past successes. We talked with industry about the future outlook. So the third question basically that we have lined up and which we would like to discuss with you, how can we, what kind of new collaborations are needed to make this bright future happen? And perhaps you can share some of these innovative new ways and means of working together with education, with industry, and also with research hand in hand to create that future. Because we learned that you are all part of these kind of networks where some of these new ways and means of collaboration are already taking shape. And I think we can learn from that, and we should build on that towards this future. Perhaps, Bu Anita, may I invite you to share some of your insights, and perhaps to share with us what you are doing in living labs from your university in the northern part of Sumatra.
Yeah, thank you, Bram. Okay. Goedemorgen and selamat sore semua. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be in this room to talk about the potential collaboration. As a short introduction, I have a 20 years relationship and active communication and collaboration, as I had my MSc in Faculty of Geoinformation Science and Earth Observation in University of Twente. Also having collaboration with colleagues at Radboud University and Utrecht University, including the arrangement of general and guest lectures of colleagues from the Netherlands to our students here. And in terms of education, I have 25 years of teaching in Faculty of Forestry of Universitas Sumatera Utara, or you could say North Sumatra. And then related to the student participation, I was the advisors of some students' activities, both national and international, including a Nuffic Living Lab on sustainable food system that we had, and then the AAD study visit to Germany on green space. And the last one is Student Research Award of TANATO and UNESCO on the innovative climate solution and transforming inclusive education. In our education system, we have three main pillars as an obligation as a lecturer. There are teaching, research, and community services. In part of teaching and research, there are some potential collaboration between institutions and partners, such as that I mentioned before. We had general lecture, guest lecture, joint supervisors, joint summer course, joint conference, and of course research partnership, and also joint publication. Also, we have staff and student mobility in our system, and we have also a community service. So lecturer and students go to the fields, meet the stakeholders, including the local people. We try to see the existing problem and trying to help them solving the problem together. And there are also small businesses in the village by local people, including women and farmers groups. But still we found there are problems related to marketing, how to run the business, how to increase their income and products. So I think the capacity building is one of the needed act of this kind of problem, including as well the introduction of technology. That's what I think. If we try to see the problems in the field, especially in the farmer side. An initiative for a sustained collaboration between educational, research institution and industry would be the best option for the management of related project, especially for a long-term impact for the society, not just one-time project without heading for problem solving. So I think problem solving is the best thing that we have to do in the society. And in the case of Indonesia, we have, of course, we know that we have a big regions with different characteristics, with so many bases of views, including island, culture, location, people, etc. Even in Sumatra Island, we have so many potential issues for collaboration. Of course, including North Sumatra, Pahumasak. I think we also talk about our region here in North Sumatra. And one of the type of collaboration is a collaboration in education, research, and community services, including training, fieldwork, joint research, any kind of collaboration that could benefit to both sides. I mean, the side of the Netherlands and the side of us in Indonesia. In our university, we have 16 faculties, including faculty of vocational education and a postgraduate school. And then USU also have, beside the funding support from the government, we also have our own funding for certain types of collaboration, both national and international. And maybe one more thing about the students, Bram. There are I see that there are trends in group of young students to choose learning outside their home in university. So, for example, usually we have 40 to 50 students in the class, but now I could say maybe half of them, or sometimes only 15 students, more than half of them choose to learn outside. What I mean outside is they have a choice to have a more practical side on the field activities. They rather choose having activities on the field because we have MBKM, if you have heard about it, the freedom to learn. So the student could choose how to study and where to study, including the internship in any institution. They could choose to be a teacher in the remote areas, or they could choose the real practice thematic practice on the field. What we mean on the field is more in a local area, for example, in the village or in the remote area. Also, they have a chance to have this to study in other faculty or even other university. That's what I see how the students now. So they are more prefer to have more practical than having a sit in on the class. But yeah, I think it's also good if they choose. They have some choice like that. I think that's all what I would like to share in this room. Maybe yeah, I'm looking forward for any further discussion and on potential collaboration. Thank you, Bram.
Thank you very much, Bu Anita. Very rich insights from northern Sumatra. I just want to stress a few things because I think they're very valuable. Really looking at connecting education with the farmer reality on the ground, which you rightfully stress, right? Because
Yes.
being a farmer in North Sumatra may be very different from being a farmer in West Java or on Bali. So that's important, the local context.
Mhm.
The long time scope I fully recognize. So also in these kind of collaborations that we have, right? If you really want to have a meaningful societal impact, we have to think beyond the short-term scope of projects. And finally, learning outside, giving some freedoms to students to find out by themselves what they want to learn and in which context is also very important. So very, very valuable points that we can take with us. Pak Usamak, if we continue for now a little while, Amita, to focus on Sumatra, and then we move to the Dutch end. From IT Del, what would you like to add to what Anita has just shared with us? So, what's your approach to setting up these kind of collaborations that have meaningful impact on the ground?
Okay, thank you, Bram, for the time and also for the invitation. Yeah, I can join this event. I think it's very good event. And please introduce me. I'm Huma Saksi Majuntak. I am a lecturer and also vice rector in corporation from Dell Institute of Technology. So actually, right now, Dell Institute of Technology manage research center in Polung, North Sumatra, Humbang Hasundutan. So the research center will be focused on horticulture, yeah, and also the herbal, the medicinal plant. So the main focus is how to, for horticulture, how to generate super seed, yeah. So the it can grow in our area, yeah, suitable with the climate and also with the environment condition, and also how to produce the medicinal plants related to the endemic plant in Toba. So to continue, I think because we are from the same, yeah, we are from higher education, I think, yeah, with Bu Anita. I think what I want to talk, it's a little bit similar, but from our experience, yeah, what we are doing related to our topic right now is first, as Ibu Anita said, we have three pillars, yeah, in higher education: education, research, and also community service. Yeah. So from our point of view, we are working with the school, yeah, going to the school, to the SMK, yeah, to do some community service, because I think from the previous talk we can see there is a need for something like a real case, yeah, that can see by the students. Yeah. So how can higher education can facilitate this? Yeah. So our lecture went to the school to introduce the technology. Sometimes they build like drip irrigation in the school or IoT, so the student can see, oh, this is the implementation of the technology. And then we hope the community service that we can give can utilized by the lecture, by the teacher, so they know, yeah, how the technology improve the agriculture and so on. And also, as I said, we are working on the research center, so that also related to the food estate. Actually, food estate managed by the government. So later on, the research center will hopefully support the food estate. So our student right now, not only our student, I think also from student from other university. So we apply the MBKM program, so the student can study outside the campus. So we integrate with the research center, how the student project can help the 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 activity in the research center in the food estate. So actually, some of our students, I think based on our previous experience in the living lab, yeah, some of the students working with the farmer, working with the industry. So what is the problem actually that they have, yeah, related to the land, related to the farmer, related to the technology. So and then they can see the business, the real case, and then they can propose the solution. And also in the research center, so we see how to integrate the research center with the food estate. We find some cases, and then we bring the cases to the ITDL, and then propose it as the MBKM project, so the student can work on it. And then, yeah, like living lab, they go to the research center, they go to the food estate, and then working with some company, some industry, working with the farmer to propose the solution for the food estate and also for the research center. I think this one that we can see new ways, yeah, to integrating, to collaborating all the stakeholder, yeah, in research center, and also in food estate, yeah, to bring it together, so we can see how we can improve, yeah, our collaboration. Because actually it's maybe you know that food estate is still new, yeah, still not mature, still looking for the how the business can run, yeah, maybe, yeah, as we want, yeah. So I think we need to improve the collaboration in that way. And the last, maybe for me, because all these things need collaboration from not only from farmer, not only from industry, not only from ITDL, yeah, but also for other university. So I think we invite other university. I think we already have collaboration with North Sumatra University, yeah, related to the forestry, and also related to the some student that did job training there. I think from other university, and especially from Netherlands, Bram. Actually, I have got news that one of the researcher from Wageningen, Jan Verhagen, already accepted, yeah, to do the collaboration things in the research center and food estate. So I hope all these things can work, yeah. We can have good collaboration to to have to improve what we have in the research center and also in the food estate. I think that's all from me, Bram.
Thank you very much, Baku Samak. I think it's very interesting how you add to the insights shared before by Bu Anita, stressing basically the environment of learning is very important, as was mentioned by Bu Anita, when it comes to living labs. So if we can propose to our students real-life challenges that are things we are dealing with in society. Sometimes it's in the farmer context, sometimes it's in the food estate context. And we let students tackle those and come up with meaningful solutions in collaboration with different partners. Then they are really learning, right? And I find it very interesting to hear that you also say it's not just about individual universities, but it's also about the collaboration between university. So we are very happy to hear that you mentioned Jan Verhagen, because he's one of our partners also in the past projects that we did together with other partners in Indonesia. So that's good to hear. From North Sumatra, we go to, I think it's the Netherlands, Bumita, am I correct? It's very nice to see you again, because you have been involved in some of the first projects, even at the time in your capacity within AgriPro-Focus. But now you're working at the Netherlands Food Partnership. Could you share, Mita, how you from this partnership also try to engage in new kinds of collaborations that can help us in the future to set up these kind of collaborations we are discussing right now?
Yeah, thank you, Bram. I was involved at the very beginning of InnoCap project 2017, and then I moved to Netherlands for my master, and now I'm working for the Netherlands Food Partnership. So we are multi-stakeholder platform where we facilitate a diamond stakeholder, including research institution, public sectors, companies, civil society, NGO. So we can connect with each other, collaborate, and creating impact together, particularly to help food system to become more sustainable. So it's resistant to the shock of climate crisis, etc., as earlier mentioned with Edwin. For my own reflection of past experience and working in the multi-stakeholder platform, I want to bring this kind of collaboration to the perspective of food sector development. So meaning that the knowledge sectors and training institution already done a great job in preparing the human capacity, strengthening the capacity, equip the young people, young professional in the agri-food with the right skills, and how then this kind of capacity can be connected with other actors in this food system, how they can create something together, like a research agenda or common agenda, or learning together, and then the collaborative learning, and then the sector can learn from the research institution, knowledge institution, to advance their make value chain, make it bigger, make it work better, etc. And to do that is also important to. So I was involved in InnoCap to trying to connect the SMK with the private sectors. And the teacher, the trainer already have done this, of course, by themselves on top of their training or teaching assignment and administrative work, which is very good. But maybe if there is like separate bodies, maybe under the ministry or agency, that really broker the mapping the private sectors based on their size, if they are big companies or SMEs or artisanal, producing the premium product or a niche product, and where are they in the value chain? Are they producer, processor, packaging, or distribution, etc.? And then the region. So then, because the actor in the food system, other than knowledge institution, need to be aware and convinced that the knowledge institution have really done a great job in preparing these young people, and they can make use of each other. So if the brokering with these other entities in the food system can be more consolidated and strategically plan or approach, because the localities and then the region, province have their own potential and player, so it can be more tailored, but at the same time more strategic, for example. So other than private sector, I think what we're trying to do in the past, also talking with the business association, because they are interested to make their business more improve. So they are usually open with the new ideas, new collaboration. And from that point, and it can be entry point to be more engaged with them, and also with the other NGO, Bram, because the many of NGO, they work with to develop value chain, either it's in cocoa, tea, rice, horticulture, pepper, various of commodities, as maybe also in the food estate. It's also very good example as well, where then the SMK or vocational institution can tap in, since in the beginning of the project planning, to make this as learning, collaborative learning with each other. So my point is to look at it as a food system development, where we can connect better with each other, and that we need each other to develop further the food system to be more sustainable. I think that's it I can add to this wonderful talk already.
Thank you very much, Bhumita. I think it's a very valuable addition, because basically you stress the importance of trying to build a collective learning agenda, a collaborative learning agenda that I think, as Bu Anita also stressed, has a long-term perspective and also a broad perspective. You refer to food systems, and by discussing food systems, I think, as you nicely indicated, this also allows new partners to participate in this kind of collaborations that we have, for instance, referring to business associations that you mentioned. So thank you very much for contributing to this last session. I've been informed that our time is already up, unfortunately. I guess we could have easily filled 2 hours just continuing this very insightful discussion. So I hope you have enjoyed it. And I think the key message basically that stems from all these talks that we had, we need to continue these kind of collaborations because they clearly give us mutual gains, and we need to further strengthen them because it allows us to build resilient, sustainable food systems, not only in Indonesia, but also in the Netherlands. So let's explore these future collaborations in the years to come, so we can together create that kind of impact that we long for. Thank you very much for attending, and of course, thanks for all the partners to participate in this session. And let's keep the collaboration alive and kicking. Enjoy the rest of your winter conference. Bye bye.